All right, so before going over what number is considered a perfect credit score, it's very important that you understand that there are many different scoring models out there. So you have what you call the Vantage scoring models, and then you have FICO scoring models. So most of your lenders and banks are going to use a FICO scoring system, and you use a credit monitoring app like Credit Karma or Smart Credit, Credit Hero Score, all of these different credit monitoring services. They use a Vantage scoring system. So anytime you're able to check your credit score without it impacting your credit score or adding a hard inquiry, 9 times out of 10 is considered or it's calculated from a Vantage scoring system. And whenever you go to a bank and they put a hard hit or a hard inquiry on your credit, that is using a FICO scoring system. So just want to kind of separate the two. I don't really agree with it. I think it's all crazy because out of those two scoring systems, there are separate models in those systems. So Vantage may have 2 to 3 different type of models, and then FICO has like 10 different models. So none of it makes sense. They're calculated differently on every single system and model. So at the end of the day, I really don't think there's no such thing as a true credit score because it's going to be different everywhere you go. But let's just stick to the topic here about a perfect credit score, because if you're perfect on one, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be perfect on all of them. So the most common score range in today's world goes up to 850. So that's the highest you can get. Some goes to 900, but your most common scoring models are going to go up to a 850 credit score. And I think it starts from 350. So from 350 to 850 is going to be your range. 20% of the people in this population may have credit scores above 800. Those are usually your older folks. About 1% of the world's population, or at least America's population, are going to have a perfect credit score. So those are the people who have a 850 credit score, or 900, depending on a certain FICO model. I think it's 9 or 10 that goes to 900, but let's just stick to the common one, which is 850. So again, 1% of America's population has a 850 credit score. Everybody else, they're probably somewhere in the mid, lower 800s or mid 800s. But let's talk about the 5 ways to get to a perfect credit score at 850. So method number 1, you need to have a few revolving accounts, which are credit cards. You want to have anywhere between 4 to 6 of those. Not only do you need to have those credit card accounts, you also need to make sure they're paid in full each month if you use them, or that they report a $0 balance every month. Because if you leave a balance on there, that's considered a unpaid balance. Doesn't matter if you paid a minimum balance or whatever. Any unpaid balance is going to increase your credit card utilization rate on the statement closing date, and that's going to drop your score. So credit cards must report a 0 balance. Number 2, you need to have a average of, I think it's 30 years. You need to have an average of. So that's your average credit age. Most of the time, these are going to be multiple mortgage accounts. You paid it off out over 30 years. You have multiple on there. They're still reporting to your credit 7 years after you paid it or whatever. Or you just simply have multiple houses that you're paying a 30-year mortgage with. You have credit cards that you've had over 30 years. So you just need to have an average of about 25 to 30 years of credit history. Okay. Next thing, you can't have any recent hard inquiries reporting to your credit report. So you can't go out and apply for all of these car loans and credit cards and things like that, because too many inquiries will affect your credit score. Okay. So you can't have any recent inquiry. I'm not going to say you can't have none. No more than 3 for a fact, and they have to be at least a year old, but no recent credit scores within 6 months to a year. So that's going to be the third thing. The fourth thing is going to be, of course, no negative accounts, no late payments, no collections, no charge-offs, repos. bankruptcies, public records, all of that stuff, judgments and all of that. You can't have anything negative. Of course, if you have one of those, you wouldn't be anywhere close to 850. Your scores are probably going to be damaged by over 100 points, but you can't have any of those negative accounts reporting to your credit report. And then last but not least, which is number 5, you must have a clear understanding that anything relating to credit scores or credit reports does not happen overnight. This is going to take months, years, decades to get to a perfect credit score. So of course it's not going to take months, but it's going to take months learning a habit of paying bills on time, making sure your credit cards are paid in full. It's going to take years to keep doing this over and over and over, and then it's going to take, of course, decades to get to that perfect 850 credit score. Now, would I ever focus on a perfect credit score? No, because I'm not going to gain anything than I would have having a 750, 760, 780 credit score. I don't see me gaining any buying rights or any buying power by going from a 780 credit score to a 850 credit score. I'm still going to qualify for the same rates I would with a 750 or 760 score. Other than that, you literally just going to get perfect credit just from, becoming an old person or just having multiple years of credit age. Anything over 800 is mainly just due to age. It has nothing to do with, being on time every month. Of course it is, but most of that is just building credit age over time. So that's everything on how to get a perfect credit score, what is a perfect credit score, and how to get there. So if you have any comments or questions or concerns, comment them under this YouTube video. If you're just listening to this on our audio platforms, then of course you can just reach out to us directly. Thank you. For those of you who claim y'all was never taught anything about credit, or maybe you guys were just taught wrong information about credit, we have the best book out for you. This book pretty much covers everything that you need to know about personal credit and business credit, and maybe some details in there of how to even repair your own credit. Click the link provided in this video and you can order it straight from Amazon. If this video helped you, be sure to like it, comment, share it, and subscribe to this channel for more helpful videos like this one. Thanks for watching.